Good morning, it's Matt. The time now is 04:57 and I'm going off to fly some planes and see the sunrise. How cool is that? So let's just get going and get up to the airfield. So I'm in the car. Don't worry, I'm on private land and the sun is just starting to come up. And by the way, I'm not the only nut job. Craig's behind me as well, so we're going to see the sunrise this morning. How cool is this? Right, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you reckon this is for coolness? I reckon it's pretty high for me. So let me know in the comments section below. And oh, there comes a gate. I gotta run. Oh, and there goes a rabbit. How's that for timing? See you in a bit. Put the camera back on because there's been so many bunny rabbits running around there. By the way, this is an old airfield. Very, very cool spot. And now I've turned the camera back on, I haven't seen a single bunny. Right, anyway, me driving up a long lane is not very exciting, so I'll see you in a minute. So you can see me getting the camera set up and Craig's there in the background with his glider. Now the stipulation of the flying in the early morning at this flying site, that the planes did need to be pretty damn silent. So you'll see Craig with his about a 2-meter glider, and you'll see Craig launch that one in a few moments time. There's me on the right hand side. Now I took up my 2 AXN gliders and also my little Baby Bonsai. Now I did need to maiden the new AXN glider, and you'll see me, there we go, I've just been and picked her up and I'll give her a lob for her first maiden. And I did pick up a few little tips on that one. I'm going to share my tips for the AXN glider in a separate video because one of the chaps at the other flying site, he had a very ingenious, and there we go, there's her maiden. And she did fly really, really well. I'll get back to that flight in just a second. Those tips for the AXN glider are absolutely fantastic. Basically, we're just using some little stick-on clips to hold the wings in so that you can actually dismantle the wings when you go off flying. Now, I did find that on her maiden flight that she was just a touch too tail heavy. So when you see her fly across your screen in a few minutes time, just watch that tail. The tail will come down and the nose will lift up a little bit, so she's kind of like stalling, if that makes sense. Now I've flown some really, really tail heavy planes before and they are absolutely wild. This AXN was nothing like that. She just had that tendency just to drop the tail down a little bit and then to stall. So I soon resolved that with a little bit of lead down the nose, and I pushed the battery down a little bit further as well, and then she flew absolutely brilliantly. And by the way, not as good as Craig's glider. I'm really envious of what Craig took up there. He took 2 little gliders up and they flew absolutely brilliantly. And just look at that scenery. That's what we enjoyed on Sunday morning. And it was my birthday on Sunday, and this was my birthday treat. So I did get up at 4:30. I don't think I went to bed till about 12:30 because I was so excited about coming out flying this on Sunday. And it was one of the best things I'd ever done. And no, in fact, I put it up there with one of the best events I've ever done with a model airplane because it was so quiet. You just had a couple of cows mooing in the background. We saw lots and lots of bunnies going around. I did nip into McDonald's for breakfast, if I'm honest. Then Craig followed me up as well. And yeah, we had such a fantastic morning. We had so many flights. And you also notice down there on the flight line, I've got another white glider, and that's my original AXN glider. I've saved it again from going in the bin. It's got so much carbon fibre, it's got so much tape on it, it's unreal. It's even got a plaster on it because I felt so guilty that I've abused it so much. I didn't even get round to flying the other AXN actually. I've kind of just flew the new AXN around because it's just so nice to fly. And I also took my Baby Bonsai up as well. And I must have done, I don't know, 8 batteries in the Baby Bonsai because it's just So much fun. There's hardly any noise to it, which made it perfect for this situation. And I just flew around, and I'll put a separate video up of the Baby Bonsai, because I even did get around to sticking the camera on top of her. And you'll see that Craig's kind of planted himself into the flight line, so we were both starting to think about landing. So yeah, if you're ever on the flight line and there's more than one of you, do try and get close to the other pilots which are on the flight line, especially at key points such as landing and also takeoff within distance. So you'll see Craig's just brought his glider in. I also bring the AXN around for one quick pass, and then I abort it and go back round. There we go. You can see me aborting that pass now. And I bring her back round and bring her in for a landing, just so I can sort that nose weight out. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up now, but I'm going to leave the video playing. I'll pop a little bit of music on in the background, but that was just one of those fantastic, and I genuinely mean this, one of those fantastic flying experiences. If you've ever considered taking a model airplane up for an early morning flight, you should definitely do this. This is on par, if not better, than flying in the late evening, because if you fly at night or in late evening, it ends up getting dark and you can't fly anymore. But if you get up early, you can go flying and you can see the sunrise, and then of course it depends on your stamina. You can end up there flying all day, flying till you run out of batteries. So an absolutely amazing day. Let's go and listen to some music, and you'll see us mucking around with the gliders. If you've ever been flying in the morning, let me know in the comments section below. And with that said, from myself, Matt, cheerios!